Okay, this is my super quick part 2 of the final video of the Flux CaPIcitor. And what you're looking at now is essentially a screensaver. Every time you go idle, it will scroll through all of the box art, the beautiful box art, the lovely screenshots that are for each game. You can play music with this, but I decided not to because I figured that while that would be novel, it's also kind of annoying. It goes through all the... there you go, the arcade and the console stuff, so it's not just like one particular system, although you can set it to do that. Alright, so let's have a quick rundown of what this thing can do, and then I'm going to end with its party piece. So, getting rid of that, hopefully you can still hear me. I've got to do this super quick because I've got to be out. Why not start the show with a showstopper? Let's just play a little bit of... what should we do first? Let's quickly have a look at some ports. So like I said, these are native ports. These are running natively on the Pi. Why not just... why not Quake 3? Why not? That's a great game. Should be played more often by more people. Every time you do start a game, it does launch that little image for whatever it is. It doesn't really matter. So this is playing with keyboard and mouse, and because I'm doing this for your viewfinder, this is not going to go well, but we'll try. Just so you can get a heads up of what this thing can do. So this is running in 1080p, 60 frames a second. I might bump it down to 720 just so I can eliminate some of the screen tearing, but yeah, there you go. For the moment, it looks pretty good for what it's running on. It's running on something about the same size as a packet of cigarettes. It's not looking too bad. Alright, let's get out of here. I actually did surprisingly well for a viewfinder. Okay. So that kind of gives you an idea of what that thing can do. As far as PlayStation go, this thing has got a better selection of games than will be on the classic PlayStation. And again, all of these have got box art, but I've separated them into folders purely so it doesn't conflict with the music tracks. So you've got your Symphony of the Night, you've got your Crash Team Racing, your Destruction Derby 2, Driver, Future Clock, Gran Turismo 2. Like, it's all the ones you want. Metal Gear, you know. It's the ones that when people say PlayStation 1, these are the games they're talking about. Like, these are the ones. Resident Evil Uncut, which is the uncut version of the Director's Cut. Which is fantastic, and Incredible Crisis, which is amazing. All of these, again, run in 1080p with smoothing and aliasing and everything else. It looks like, some of them look like PS2 games. It's impressive. And that's not hyperbole. Some of them do genuinely look like PS2 games. Let's have a quick look. What should we do next? Let's just take you through a quick rundown of the way the controller is set up. So let's launch any Nintendo game. What's a good one? Adventure Island 2. That would work. Right. So I'm just going to launch a game, and then you'll see the little Nintendo system there, which just appears for 2 seconds. It's just a nice little thing. Gets rid of that little DOS prompt loading screen. Okay, so now we're in. And again, all 1080, all 60 hertz. So the way I've mapped out this controller, it's really good. Because all of the volume, as you can hear, this is quite loud, and the volume tends to be all over the place. So what I've done is I've mapped everything to the controller, including things like volume. So if you... oh, this is going to be hard to do. So if I hold the function key and press down, you can see lowering the volume, and I can raise the volume. I can also mute and unmute. I've also put pause on the... so you can pause the emulator itself rather than pause the game and then unpause. I can also take screenshots. I can go forward in time, and I can go backwards in time. Because it's a Flux CaPIcitor, you're supposed to be able to do that. Okay, let's get out of here. But where this thing really, really starts to be impressive is when you start doing things that not that you shouldn't be able to do. The things that it doesn't do particularly well before, now it kind of does all right. Let's have a quick look. What should we do? let's do... Sorry, I'm just in the middle of something. Okay. Alright, so if I start on that... Okay, so let's go down to, say, something like... Simpsons, 2-player. Classic arcade game, everyone loves this arcade game. Let me just focus in, there we go. So, I'm going to do this. And then... Okay, I'm just going to come down here and see its little party piece. So let's remember, this thing plays PC ports. Oh, let me just turn the volume down a little bit from my controller. There you go. So let's remember, this thing plays PC ports. It plays PlayStation, SNES, NES, arcade games. It plays everything you want it to play, and it does it really well, like super, super well. But what if you want to play with someone else? Well, you just plug in another USB controller, or another wireless controller, like a DualShock 4 or something like that. Or, you know, say for example you want to play, but you've got no one to play with. I mean, that's the problem. That's the problem that the Pi has always had. Well, not a problem with the Flux CaPIcitor, because we have online multiplayer. So this is running over the internet, 2-player, and here's the other Pi that's doing it. This is my Janus Pi. This is the one I built a while ago. So here's my main screen. I'm gonna, sorry, this might make some noise. All right, I'm gonna throw in some credits. All right, this is gonna be a focusing nightmare, but we'll try it. So I'm starting on this game, and I'm gonna go like this. You can see me selecting my character, but I'm also down here, selecting my character. And this is coming from 2 separate Pis across the internet, and they're beautifully in sync. And I can even pause, and it will pause it here. And I can even rewind and fast forward, and it will do the same thing. It's super, super, super good. So yeah, it's party piece, online multiplayer. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased with the Flux CaPIcitor, I'll be honest. It does a lot of little tricks. I haven't put down everything it does here, but that's pretty much a broad overview of what this thing can do. And shall we turn it off? Let's turn it off. Ooh. There you go. The Flux CaPIcitor. That's another one in the book. Alright, peace.